Good morning, New Valley. Psalm 59 today, and this psalm is entitled, Deliver Me from My Enemies. And just before recording this, I reached out to my 5-year-old and I said, Zay, what would you do if a bad guy sent several ninjas to surround our house and to watch for you and to take you out? And he began throwing out his little fist and he said, I would punch them. And then he leaned in again and said, not on my watch. And isn't that true? So many of us, we want to retaliate with equal or greater force. We want to fight or it's flight. And his response is definitely fight. We see that David takes an alternate route and he's under intense pressure here because the king, Saul at the time, is deeply jealous and angry. And he sent violent and bloodthirsty men to come and attack David in his home. David only narrowly escapes by going out of his window. But we see a pathway forward through David here as he says things like, my God in his steadfast love will meet me. And he goes even further and he says, kill them not, O Lord. As David's looking out for personal justice, but also justice for the nations. Now, how do you respond when someone's after you and they want to attack you? We often either attack back or we go venting to our spouses, to our friends, to anyone that will listen to us. But David here, he takes all that emotion, he doesn't mute it, he simply redirects it up to the Lord. And he brings his plea, his complaint, and this passionate prayer song to God. Oh God, vindicate me, protect me, stop bad guys in their way. And David finds security and hope and this protection in the Lord. Now, there's no greater example than the man I respect most, King Jesus. Hebrews 2 says he's the exact imprint of God's nature. And Jesus, what does he do? He enters the world and he finds that everyone is betraying him and everyone's on the attack. One of his closest friends turn on him. The religious authorities turn on him. The political system turns on him. But what does he do? He cries out to the Lord. And he goes even a step further while he's on the cross. He says, oh, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Now, this is a difficult path, but it's a path that we're called to follow. Let's follow King Jesus, who laid the way for us to look to God, to keep in constant communion to the Father, and to find ourselves protected under the shadow of the wing of the Almighty. Let this word encourage you today, saints, and turn your pain into a song of praise to the Most High. Peace.
Now imagine this, Zaya.
Yes?
Imagine a very bad guy tells lots of ninjas to come to your house and watch to see when Zaya comes home.
I love
so
this
that they
story.
could attack you and take you out. What would you do? What would you do?
Punch.
What would you punch?
The bad guys.
Oh. Well, total depravity at its best. Or maybe not. Maybe self-defense. I don't know. But what we're talking about here today is
I wanna tell you
Psalm
something.
59.
I want to tell him something.
Yeah.
Not on my watch.